Hello, and this week we are exploring a new reading strategy which is very important and useful for you in this course and in other courses. It is paraphrasing. Before we get deeper into the details about paraphrasing, let's first know what is meant by paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is the process of rewriting a difficult text, generally short texts like sentences and phrases, by using more easily understood vocabulary and structure. The same idea and the supporting necessary ideas, if there is any, of the original text and the relationship between them should be maintained. Also, the length of the original text is usually the same because paraphrasing is not summarizing. It is rewriting in your own words. Notice the two colored words in the definition: vocabulary and structure. We know what we mean by vocabulary. So we replace sophisticated words by simpler or easier synonyms. A synonym is a word that shares a similar meaning with another word. For example, if we come across a word like plaintive, a suitable synonym, a word with a similar meaning to replace it, can be sad. Notice that the original word plaintive is not as easy as sad, so the difficult word is replaced by an easier one. Not all words can be replaced. Some words are basic and convey specific or specialized notions. Changing such basic words may change the original idea and the resulting paraphrase becomes wrong. This kind of paraphrasing, by replacing the difficult original words with ones that are easier and similar meaning, is called a semantic paraphrase. The second colored word in the definition is the word structure. The structure means the grammar or the word order in the original text. How can the structure of the original text be rewritten or reshaped to become easier? Examples on restructuring the original text can be like breaking a long sentence into two short sentences, merging two shorter sentences into one, and changing the voice passive into active or active into passive. In addition, the form of certain words can be changed. We may change, for instance, an adjective into an adverb. This type of paraphrasing, by changing the grammar or the word order of the original text, is called a syntactic paraphrase. By paraphrasing, students can better understand and remember what they read. Let's now have an example from the short story that we had last week, The Masque of the Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe. See the sentence. It was toward the close of the 5th or 6th month of his seclusion, and with the pestilence raged most furiously abroad, that the Prince Prospero entertained his 1,000 friends at a masked ball of the most unusual magnificence. The first step before we start paraphrasing is that we should read the text we want to paraphrase carefully and make sure that we fully understand it. Why is this step important? Because if we don't understand the original text very well, the meaning and the idea or ideas in the resultant paraphrase will be different from those in the original text. Our capability to paraphrase emanates from our understanding. The second step then is to start the semantic paraphrase by noticing which words look difficult or unfamiliar so that we may replace them with easier ones. Notice the first line. We have toward the close of can be replaced by a synonymous phrase at the end of. Then the phrase his seclusion, his refers to the Prince Prospero, and seclusion means isolation or hiding in the abbey away from the Red Death. So let's replace seclusion by hiding, which seems suitable here. The first part of the sentence then becomes, it was the end of the 5th or 6th month of his hiding. After that, the word pestilence, which refers to the Red Death itself, means an epidemic or a virulent and devastating disease. So we can replace pestilence by the Red Death or the devastating disease. then raged most furiously as a whole phrase can be replaced by spread very devastatingly. And abroad means outside, beyond the boundaries of the abbey, where the prince and his friends were hiding. Therefore, we can paraphrase the second part as, and while the Red Death spread very devastatingly outside. Then we have the last part of the sentence, that the Prince Prospero entertained his 1,000 friends at a masked ball of the most unusual magnificence. Notice the word entertained doesn't need to be changed because it is not a difficult item. The phrase a masked ball means a sort of concert where people wear masks on their faces. Another synonym for this phrase that is mentioned in the text of the story is the word masquerade. Notice here we don't have other choices. We either keep the original phrase, a masked ball, or use a masquerade, since the meaning here is basic or specific. Then, the phrase, the most unusual, can either be kept or you can replace it by the most striking or exceptional. And magnificence means greatness or glory. The resultant paraphrase then can be that the Prince Prospero entertained his 1,000 friends at a masquerade of the most striking glory. Now we compare the original text with the paraphrase. Notice. Then we come to the structure of the word order of the text, the syntactic paraphrase. As can be seen, it's a long sentence, so we can break it into two shorter sentences. Also, we can reshape some words or phrases. Look at the given new structure and compare it with the original one, noticing the differences. See that we have two sentences. The middle part, and while the Red Death spread very devastatingly outside, has been moved to the end and made as a full sentence in the past continuous, preceded by at the same time. Also notice the change in the word form of striking into strikingly, adjective to adverb, and glory to glorious, noun to adjective. This is of course not the only possible paraphrase. There could be many other formats. Still, the most important point is that the same idea in the original text must be kept the same. Finally, of the importance of paraphrasing is that it is used to indirectly quote ideas from different sources like books and articles. If you would like to incorporate an idea from a certain source into your research or piece of writing, you can paraphrase the idea you want to use and of course refer to the source you took it from. Paraphrasing here is a tool to integrate the quoted idea into your own style of writing. Paraphrasing is a skill that makes you a better writer and a more efficient communicator. It makes you more capable of illustrating and embodying your understanding of what you read. Next time, we will start a new strategy called summarizing. See you then.